In this video I'm going over the basic of resource production and mechanics as clam banking and hypermaxing. That will allow you to increase your resource production as well as keep it going at all times. As you can see, I'm doing this on a brand new account. This will be my tutorial account from now on, and I will not boost this account with real money, so everyone can follow my tutorials. When starting a new account, the tutorial will tell you to build 4 resource buildings, one of each type. Let's click on the palace and see what those buildings produce for us. If we click on stone, we get a more advanced view of the stone production in our town. The vault number and the stone quarry number are both two different things. The stone quarry number will tell the maximum of the resource you can hold before it will stop producing more of it, and the vault number will tell what's the maximum of resource safe from being stolen. When you start the game, it will suggest you to upgrade the resource buildings as well as build 4 of each. We will only do this to complete the corresponding quests. Now we finished those quests, let's see what production we have now in the palace. We now produce 125 stone an hour. We also can hold 6000 stone before it will stop producing any more of it. We can increase the resource production by investing in the corresponding knowledges. In this example, quarrying for stone production. When we now go back to the palace view, we see we got a small bonus in our production. But to maximize our production, our resource output, we are not going to invest in all 4 building types. Instead, we will be focusing on just one resource type. In this example, we keep continuing with the focus on stone, but you could do lumber or iron as well. Just don't do food if you plan on building a big army, because that will ruin your food production and you will end up with producing nothing at all. Let's demolish all buildings we don't need except for one of each type and build stone quarries on all other spots. We can check the palace once again and now see that our stone production has increased. We are now able to hold 66,000 stone before not producing anymore. And if you put that in a calculator, we can see that that's worth 47 hours of getting resources. Let's take a look at more ways to increase the production even more. If we click on our hero and go to skills, there are skills that actually increase the production as well. For example, this one. We have 3 different tiers of them. Another option is to buy a resource booster. You can either do that by spending gold, or you could buy them from loyalty points in the clan store. We don't need all the other ones, just the ones we are focusing on. In this example we don't need the food, lumber or iron. We just go for the stone ones. You have a 24-hour one and a 7-day one. At this moment I don't have enough loyalty points for the 7-day one, so I'm just buying the 24 hours. Don't forget to activate the boost, otherwise it won't work. The advanced view of our stone production now shows us the corresponding boosts we just activated. The big advantage of hypermaxing, or simply said focusing on one resource, is that you can produce more, you need less knowledge, less boosters and less hero points. But to make this method really effective, we need a clan, because we are going to transfer resources to a called clan bank, an account that will store resources of the entire clan with the purpose of that all other people can keep producing resources and be safe for incoming attacks. To transfer resources to another player, let's upgrade our market. The higher the market level, the more we can send in one convoy, as well as the less tax we pay. Don't worry too much about the tax, because in the end it will cost you more resources if you're not producing than the tax will ever cost you. We now have a resource limit of 66,000 stone, and at the moment we have 71,000, so we need to get rid of some. To do this, we are moving to our hive. We click on our clan bank, in this example it's Lady Gasm, and we send all extra resources away. There we go. We now have 32k left and we are producing again. Now we got a problem. We want to upgrade the palace, but we ran out of lumber. Since we only have one lumber building, we cannot produce fast enough. Lucky this game is called War of Clans. We simply ask our clan members for help. If you do this, be patient please. There's not always a lot of people online and they're not reading all the message every second. So it might take a few minutes before they reply to your request. There you go. A few people send us res. In this example we have 0 food. I did build some troops to show you what happens if you run negative on food. Most players lose 100,000 of foods a day by letting the troops just eat it. I don't like spilling resources, so instead I just let it run on 0. If we need food, we can ask clan members again, but this time we will use 3 other methods. In the sake of being more self-sustainable. First, we can complete tasks. Especially when you have VIP status, you can get a lot of resources by just fast clicking those tasks. Secondly, we can complete quest objectives. Save your quest objectives for the time you really need your resources. And finally, the most effective way is just hit resource tiles. I know in this example it's not very effective because I only have like 90 troops, but just for the sake of learning, we are going to send them anyway. Well, there you go. Another 720 food. We can continue. So after all of this, whenever you go offline to sleep or work or something else, you always send your resources back to the clan bank, in this case Lady Gasm. That way you prevent enemies from stealing your resources, and in time you come back, your town probably produce new resources for you to build with. That's it folks for this guide.